بلغ العلا بكماله. الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. جميع خصاله صلوا عليه وآله، صلوا عليه وآله. لاح الحبيب بوجهه المتألق. I wanted to speak about the struggles that many of us are going to be facing this Ramadan. For some of us, or for many of us, in self-isolation, there's going to be a struggle dealing with the separation that we feel from friends and relatives and family and the broader Muslim community. For others, there's going to be a financial struggle. People who are now unemployed, people who are unable to find work because of the COVID-19 crisis, institutions that have had to cancel classes and gatherings and are therefore unable to sustain themselves. And I wanted to focus on this latter category more specifically. In moments like these, especially in the month of Ramadan, it is the responsibility of Muslims to step up in service of others, especially their fellow brothers and sisters. We are not a community that has been taught by the Prophet ﷺ to let their neighbors and let their fellow brothers and sisters go hungry or without shelter. We are a community whose salient feature is being in service of other people. And this service, as the Prophet ﷺ said, is something that brings forth the aid and assistance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in the assistance of His servant as long as the servant is in assistance and in aid of his fellow human beings. And so, in these moments, we need to remember that the Prophet ﷺ said that the best of charity is the charity given in the month of Ramadan. And we need to recall that Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu described the Prophet as being the most generous of people in this month, even more generous than الريح المرسلة, than a wind that brings rain. And one of the things that the devil does is he tries to diminish our acts of worship, and he tries to diminish the impact of our actions on other people by telling us that they are insignificant. What is that $1 going to do? What is that £5 going to do? This is nothing. These are pennies. This is a meager amount. But what does the Prophet teach us? The Prophet teaches us that save yourselves from the fire, even if it is with half a date. And the Prophet ﷺ teaches us that even removing an obstruction from the road is considered an act of iman and an act of charity. And so, what we should do is we should dig deep and find what is it that I am able to do in service of the wider community. Can I help my local maktab to set up an IT system where they can continue teaching their students? Can I set up a direct debit of $5, of $1, of $2, whatever amount it is, to help a particular person in need? Friends of mine who are in the zakat industry tell me that zakat applications have sort of blown out of the roof. And more Muslims are in need right now. And so we need to do whatever we can to assist them. There's a famous incident related about a woman called Zubaydah, the daughter of Ja'far. She was the wife of Harun al-Rashid, the famous caliph. And when Zubaydah died, someone saw her in a dream and said, "What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do to you?" And Zubaydah replied, "He forgave me." And so this person responded, "This must have been because of all the charitable donations you would give on the road to Mecca." And she was known for this. And she said, "No, the charitable donations that I was giving, I was simply returning money to those who were rightfully owed that money. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgave me for was my sincere intention. So this Ramadan, we should all make a sincere intention that we will do something, no matter how insignificant we deem it. We will do something to alleviate the suffering and the pain and the hardship of our fellow brothers and sisters. Whether that be through our charitable donations, whether that be through volunteering our time, or whether it's simply the act of lending an ear to someone, encouraging someone, supporting someone through one's words. These are all actions that will weigh heavily on the scale pans in the next life. And it is our responsibility as Muslims, as people who understand the sanctity and the inviolability of other Muslims and the bond of Iman that holds us all together. It is our responsibility to step up during this month and be in service of the wider community and be in service of our fellow brothers and sisters. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.